we've always had 8 grades out there. Even in the old school building, we had first floor, bottom was the first through 4th, and then the second floor was the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th.
Okay, so they kept them separate.
Oh yeah.
The little ones and the... They have hot lunches back then?
Oh no, we carried our lunch.
Okay, all right. And they had playgrounds outside, right?
Oh yeah.
So what kind of games did you guys play when you were kids out there?
Well, we always played some ball and different fox and grease and some
Okay.
some of these old games, you know.
Yeah.
You don't hear of them anymore.
They don't.
You couldn't get the kids to do it this day and age.
No, not with a phone in their hand. No.
That and that right there.
Right. Yeah. I remember when I was a kid, any of the ranch style homes like this one, we used to play Annie over. We did one, you throw the ball over and everybody tried to run and get to the other side without getting tagged.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We had monkey bars and swing sets and teeter totters.
We had some monkey bars out there and we had some swings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did you guys have gym class too?
No. So we had recess.
Okay, well that was your gym class. Yeah, so you guys never got, you always had to pack your lunch during your lifetime through school.
I packed my lunch from
All the way
out
up
there
through 8th grade. Then where did you go?
Here.
To the high school. Okay. Was there a lot of St. John's kids that went in with you? Or was
there was 13 kids in my 8th grade. And that's part of them went to Marysville and part of them went to Milford Center and Darby.
Okay. Yeah, because it's kind of everybody's area. Yeah. How many were your graduating class up in high school? Do you remember?
When we had around 50.
Around 50.
There was 13. There was 13 and 14 boys, and the rest were all girls. And the reason for that, when we were freshmen, we were about balanced.
Okay.
But during the war, and guys get in the 8th grade or 12th grade, they 11th, they enlist in the service.
11th and 12th grade, going off into the war.
Yep.
Wow. Was that their choice? Or
Oh yeah.
How old were you when you went?
I was a little over, going on 19.
Okay, so you had graduated.
Oh yes.
And then you went. Did you enlisted or did you get drafted?
One of the last ones drafted here in Union County.
And then you went in what branch?
Army.
Army. And your specialty was medic?
Medics. I went to Fitzsimmons General Hospital out in Denver, Colorado for my training.
Okay. All right.
We were doing everything that registered nurse did.
Okay. So.
And when I got back, that's why I got on the fire department. I had to pass the Red Cross.
After being in the service as a medic. Well, rules are rules, you know. But that's why you were so well fit to join Marysville Fire Department, because you'd had the experience already.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. So what year did you go in?
What year? I graduated in 45. I went in the service 46, I think it was.
Okay. All right. So you stayed at the hospital the whole time in Denver? You didn't go overseas?
Oh yeah, I left overseas Christmas Day. We were out in a typhoon, and I was on a twin screw ship, and one of the screws come off, and we were bobbling around out there. And
wow.
everybody was prepared to go down.
I bet there was a lot of seasickness going
Oh,
on.
God. They had the big Christmas dinner, and everybody was sitting there trying to eat, and everybody
Just
throwing
throwing
up.
up. Oh, what miserable. Miserable.
It was miserable. The trays were about this wide. They eat on this side and this side, and those trays that just fit in there. And the ship would go in one direction, the tray would slide down that way. Next person said, here they come back. You grab a tray, whether you got yours
Well, your own or
somebody
not.
else's. In the meantime, everybody was heaving. I didn't get sick then. I was one of the few that didn't get sick.
So where was your destination?
Yokohama,
Okay.
the Philippines, and then the Yokohama, and then I went to Okinawa,
Cool.
Night Station Hospital.
Okay.
And there was nothing on Okinawa but Japanese that didn't know where there was.
Really?
Oh, God, yes. Boy, they trained that, told us when we got on that ship, left the Philippines to go to Okinawa. Okinawa was still infested with Japanese. They're in that mountain. Okinawa was long, narrow, widest part of Okinawa was a mile wide.
Wow.
And they had that mountain chain tunneled out, holes for machine guns to stick it out there.
Ooh.
They said, you want to watch it? You will be tempted to try to do something, pick up some stuff. You get shot at, you stay in, you go out in groups. Now, there wasn't anything there on Okinawa, but the Night Station Hospital was, and then right at Kadena, this was Kadena Bay here, Kadena Air Force Base was over here, and we were over here. But as far as anything living, it was all still Japanese.
And they were hiding in
They
those
were in
tunnels.
that tunnel, and they'd shoot every time a new bunch of guys come in. Ship bring the new members in we'd get some of them in the hospital right away.
Oh,
We've been shot at and shot,
shot. Oh, yeah. A lot of deaths then.
but it was something.
Wow.
And the only way we could get any beer is to get the fly boys to bring it in from.
Did they drop them? Or did they land and you got them?
No, well, they bring them to you, but they paid it. We paid dearly for it.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure you did. I'm sure you did.
They'd get it, fly in the Philippines or someplace, and pick up the stuff. And
So then after Okinawa, where did you go?
I got discharged
Okay. Was the,
for Seattle, Washington.
is that where you had to make your way back to Ohio from there?
Yeah.
Did you have to do it on your own?
Oh,
Or?
no. Well, you train or bus or you
But
had
I mean-
your discharge, you had your money, it's up to you to go home.
Okay, so yeah, every man for himself. Is you okay? Thanks. Find
So
your way
that's-
home.
What it was.
Did you go by bus?
I took train.
Did you? I only took a train one time in my life.
Oh, I like to ride that train. I'd like to take another train ride.
Well, then you're in luck because there's a lot still going on. See if Susie can take some time off
Yeah.
and take you out there. Yeah, yeah. Because I just.
Yeah, it was something.
Were you married at the time?
Oh no, I didn't. I got out of the service, and I was out of the service for about 6 years before I ever got married.
Okay.
I had a lot of running around to do.
Had to grow up.
And the older reason, Marilyn was working for my brother in City Loan. That's how I got acquainted with Marilyn.
Okay. All right. So she was a teller there?
She worked in this, yeah.
Okay. So that's how you guys met.
Yep.
She was originally from Woodstock, wasn't she?
No, she was born in Plain City.
Okay.
They, I'll have to let you look at that book to his life.
But she lived in she was born and raised in Plain City. And did she move to Marysville?
When they moved, he moved to Marysville. Myron run the Ampio store, managed the Ampio store in Marysville.
Okay. All right. So that, and then you met her. What year did you guys get married? You said it would have been your 69th.
Was it 46?
It couldn't have been 46 because
No,
you
50.
were in the war.
50 something.
56.
I don't know. I don't remember.
You've been married a long time. Davis Chair Company. Did you ever work there?
My dad did. That Davis Chair was on the 3rd and Main North. Spittler's Motor Sales was 3rd and Main. This was on the north side of 3rd Street, and Spittler's was over on this side.
Okay. I remember Don D. Good said he worked there as a young pup. And he got fired.
My dad worked there after he retired from the school system.
Okay. Well, he said when he started, the men who worked there used to pick on the young kids that were, and he said he threw, the guys had grabbed his hat and threw it up on the roof. So the kid, Don had gotten up on the roof to get his hat, and as he was walking on the roof, the manager come walking, looked up, saw Don, thought he was screwing off, and then fired him.
Smallwood.
It's typewriters, piano
They
stools.
made school and office desks. And I had one for each one of my kids.
Mm-hmm.
And they were well made.
The Avalon.
That's the Strand and the Avalon.
Yep, this side was the Strand. Did you go to the Avalon?
Oh yeah. The Strand had mostly Western pictures. They were only open on the weekends.
Only on the weekends. So what kind of things were shown at the Strand? Were an hour-long movie?
Well, an hour, maybe a little longer. Westerns.
Okay. Yeah, who was it that I was talking to?
Maybe you see them on the eBay every once in a while. $19, $20.
Wow. Yeah, I'd use that. And I can't remember who was telling me the story. Oh, Bill McCarthy, the pharmacist. He was telling me when at the Strand, when he went, because it was all Westerns, he said the farmers would come to town and the men would go to watch the Westerns. He said he would go in there and watch, and he said there was one guy, he was a farmer, who really got involved with them. He'd yell, "Look out behind you!" And my mother said that
The guy that managed the Strand and the Avalon before it closed was Clark Jarvis. And he had a boy that was a year older than I.
Mm-hmm.
And they lived on West 8th Street and we lived on 7th. And this kid run the projector there at the Strand Theater.
Okay.
I used to go upstairs and sit up there with him.
Getting ready to change the reels out.
Mm-hmm.
Those were monster machines.
Oh, yeah.
I remember
And
seeing
hot.
them.
The summertime. Whew.
Oh, with the bulbs, yeah. I imagine it would be hot up there. Yeah. Now the Avalon, that never had a balcony, did it?
No.
It was always just that one main floor. What about the Strand? Did that have a balcony?
No, it was on the first floor.
That had to be a pretty small theater, wasn't it?
It wasn't. It was a narrow theater.
Narrow, okay.
I think Osmond Drugstore, no.
Oh, where the Strand was?
Yeah. It was.
It's the Osmond where that meat market was.
The meat market Osmond's was on the corner.
Yeah, and then it was one in, I think, in
The
that.
next,
And it was a long,
yeah. It wasn't very wide.
No.
Not much.
I bet no more than maybe 8 seats wide.
It was about the size of a little wider than this room.
Okay.
The projector was upstairs.
I remember reading the stories about the Avalon when they grand opening on that. That was quite
Oh yeah.
the showcase.
Yeah.
And
Old Tribune building.
the old Tribune, was that around when you were?
Yeah. Yeah.
I wonder when they.
On the corner of 6th and Main.
Yeah, right where the.
Across from the city hall.
It's kind of a creepy building. You know, it is. It's kind of scary. And here's a different image. Yeah, to me it looked, and that was right across the street from the fire station. Now, do you remember behind the fire station, it was that brick old building,
That was
The-
an
old school?
old.
Was that true? They used to use that as a stable for the horses?
Mm-hmm.
It's a shame they didn't save that building.
Well, they wanted to save it, but they couldn't move it. It was too.
Fragile. Well, the thing had been moved like
Yeah.
3 or 4 times. Because it used to be over where the courthouse was, and I think before that, it had been moved several times. It just amazes me how you could move that.
Well, they were going to move it again. They found out it was too costly, and the movers wouldn't guarantee anything.
That it would stay together. Yeah, so that was a cool building. It had a lot of history in that one.
Mm-hmm.
And the Erie
Screw company.
Screw Manufacturing on Grove Street.
It's still there.
It is?
Yeah.
How far down? One it says
Off of
150.
5th, it's not too far.
What's in there now? Was that restore?
I
I think I vaguely can picture the
You'll
shape.
see it if you drive down Grove Street, off of 5th Street. You go down there 100 yards and you'll see it back
Okay, yeah. I didn't know that was what
That's
that was.
where it was.
The Erie Screw.
It was affiliated with the brass company.
Okay. Oh, it says later was the Lewis Machine Shop and then the Welfare Department. It's written. And this is the Delaware Avenue by the New York Railroad. This looks to be Lewis Machine Shop. So is that where the old Lewis factory was?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, I
And
know.
burned out.
I know right where that is. And then we had a
Slaughterhouse. McMahon's Packing Company. It was Osmond's originally.
okay. I know right where that is. So Osmond's then became
Delaware Avenue.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that became McMahon's
Yeah.
Packing Company. So they slaughtered them and processed them there.
Well, a lot of meat went through there.
Yeah. Well, didn't they used to have a livestock thing?
I was producers of livestock stock, out here on the old Milford Road.
Yeah. Yeah, they had auctions and stuff. Was that local?
Well,
Cattle
it wasn't
brought in?
connected with that.
Okay, but people brought in their local.
Yeah.
Okay. And there's the interior of the Osmond Meat Market. You know, I went in there when they had that Festa Fair downtown and was really impressed. This paneling that's there, and then right here, down further, it was like a fireplace mantle. There's a little metal plaque, Myron Rausch Manufacturing. The plaque was there.
I tried to get that thing.
The plaque was there.
Yeah, it's still there.
Yeah, she showed it to me, and I said, "That's the first time I've ever seen."
I've tried to get that thing.
Myron, you can't take it from that building. That's part of the history.
Well, the John Rausch Manufacturing Company's history too.
Well, yeah. I just hope whoever takes it over never tears out that beautiful woodwork. I'll tell you what, I'll go take a picture of it and I'll give you the picture. Oh.
Yep.
Yeah, because that one door is still there because she showed it to me. The cooler door, but I don't, maybe it was here. Because I went in there and was checking out the place. I think it's that door. It was still there. Big heavy thing. So that meat counter was really kind of up front.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, all I know is the beautiful woodwork in there with that wainscoting all both sides. And it had never been painted. Wonder what happened to this meat case.
Long gone.
Did you go buy meat from them?
Well, you know, Dad and Mother bought some meat in there.
Look at the old butcher
They-
paper wrap.
See, that's Walter Osmond right there.
Okay.
Yep. I marked up the top. That's Walter.
Okay.
He was quite a guy. He ended up out in Arizona. He bought some property in Arizona,
Okay.
and he had a daughter that was married to a good friend of mine from school together. They got married, and he was a licensed funeral director. He was elected,
Okay.
and he got tied up. And he went out there and got running that business and stuff out there for Walter. And they moved out there, and he moved out there. They came to Marysville every once in a while. Walter finally ended up out there, living out there with them when he retired.
Okay. All right. So he was the last one in the Osmond Meat Farm, though.
Well, Clarence Osmond worked in there. He was the younger brother of
Okay.
Walter's.